The stable has a number of exciting chances in the Group 2 BRC Cyrus produce on Saturday at Eagle Farm, including Zia, who is backing up after her impressive win in the listed Bill Carter Stakes. This undefeated daughter of Zeus Star looks to have a real chance on Saturday. Are you happy with how she's come through last weekend's run?
Yeah, most certainly. She looks in fantastic order. The run certainly hasn't knocked her around. If anything, it's sort of really brought her on nicely. 1400 metres should suit her. She's a filly with tremendous tactical speed, gate speed. She can put herself in the race from a nice draw. If she's able to get the right run from there, certainly expected to be very competitive for us.
Last start winners Hyde Park and Azula will also line up in the Cyrus Produce Stakes. Both of these 2-year-olds broke their maiden at the second time of asking over 1400 metres. Will the conditions on Saturday be in their favour?
Hyde Park's got a tricky draw to overcome, but if you can get a very suitable run in the race, well, I think he can be very effective for us. I think there's plenty of depth to his maiden win there last start. He's improved nicely off it. And I think we'll get the right conditions. As I said, just needs the right run from a tricky barrier. Azula, an emergency at this stage. She may not get a run. There's a nice backup plan for her the week later over the 1500 metres, but she's arrived in good shape. Her win was full of merit there last start, and certainly a nice filly.
Serpentine got a long overdue win last time out under a master ride by Tim Clark. The 6-year-old gelding by Galileo heads to the Group 3 Premier's Cup in good order for Nick Williams and connections. Are you confident he can run a big race?
Yeah, most certainly. He seems to have improved nicely off the back of that first up run. The form out of that's really held up and certainly been franked since. So that's very pleasing to see for him. Certainly a bit of depth to that first up win. He's trained on well up there. He's had a month between runs, which should suit him. And as I said, he continues that nice association with Tim Clark, who gets on with him well.
After his demolition job in the Group 3 Hawkesbury Guineas, Hawaii 5-0 will look to add the Group 3 Fred Best Classic to his name. You opted to trial him heading into Saturday's race. Is he ready to put in a career best performance?
Look, he'll need to improve again, as it's a very competitive race. A couple of really nice horses in this, but he certainly showed the right potential there at Hawkesbury last start. I thought he was very sharp, very explosive with his turn of foot. If he can show that again on Saturday, that'll see him being very effective. He should get similar conditions. Should be able to get into a nice spot from a good draw. Certainly looks to be a bit of speed on up there, which will suit, and he should get the nice firm ground that he's looking for. So, really exciting horse for us on the weekend.
Converge returns to the races after a short let-up. This 4-year-old gelding by Frank Gull will look to add a third Group 1 to his name in the Kingsford Smith Cup. Are you happy with how he's returned after a short break?
Yeah, I think he's back in great shape and he's training well. I do think there's good improvement off the back of this first up run. The 1300 may be a little bit short and sharp for him at this level, but I think next start stepping up in trip, we're going to see him under more suitable conditions back to handicap. He's obviously on a Stradbroke handicap path, but he's up there in great shape. He enjoys the track and conditions up there. He races well and he looks in good order.
Back in Sydney, Ritzy 20s will look to keep his winning streak intact in the 2-year-old handicap over 1400 metres. Is he ready for the step up in class and distance?
Yeah, I think he'll really enjoy the step up in trip. A nice, bold front running style of horse, and I think he can sustain that speed over a trip. He's bred to do so. He looks to have trained on well. Fitness has certainly improved. A nice style of horse going up in class for us.
Air to Air blitzed the field under the guidance of Nashra Willer at Warwick Farm last week. Are you confident she can remain in the winner's circle this weekend for Strawberry Hill Stud in the benchmark 7-8 handicap over 1400 metres?
Yeah, I think she's taken a lot of confidence off that win. She looks really well in herself. She's training accordingly. Her work on Tuesday was certainly nice and sharp in preparation for Saturday's race. She's an improving type. I feel. It was a dominant win there last start. I feel there's more upside to come, so it looks a nice natural stepping stone for her.
So United ran a strong race last time out at Scone to finish just outside the placings. Will he relish the step up and trip to 2,000 metres at Ramwick on Saturday?
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking for. We've seen him previously under these conditions at this track perform strongly. I thought it was an excellent run there last start. He led them up, was there for a long way. He was only out sprinted just over the final furlong. So stepping up in trip should be suitable. He's improved nicely in terms of his fitness as well. So, it looks to be a suitable race. Expecting good improvement from him.
Huesca will look to claim his third career win in the benchmark 7-8 handicap over 1,300 metres, which is a distance he's already won over. Will the conditions on Saturday play in his favour?
Yeah, certainly just want to continue to see a drying track for him. I thought he was very honest and brave there last start, but just ultimately struggled in the heavy conditions. Back on top of the ground, we've seen him return to his best. A little bit of time between runs, he's freshened up well, and he looks in good shape going to the races.
Okatena will seek to break his maiden at Kembla over a mile. This 3-year-old gelding by Savabeel was so close last time out, but just got pipped on the post. So let's hope the longer trip sees him come out on top on Saturday.
Yeah, the longer trip's certainly going to be the key. The 1,400 metres just had him a little bit stretched there early in the race. He was run off his feet there early, but he was able to travel in the mid stages and was obviously strong late off the back of a good tempo. But I think stepping up to the mile, we can see him settle closer in the field. Obviously, we'll be able to sustain that over further, and I think we're going to get the right conditions. So he's well overdue to break through.
Miss Worthington will also attempt to break her maiden at the second time of asking. The slightly raced daughter of Maurice looks fit and ready to get her preparation underway. Talk us through her chances.
She's had a really good grounding. She's a filly that's certainly bred to stay, and she's certainly going to be capable of doing this preparation. She's first up over the mile, but as I said, she's had three nice trials, improved on each and every single occasion. Over that trip, she'll be able to find a better rhythm, but once we can get her over 2,000 metres and beyond, I think we're going to see her be really effective.
Hakase is a stable sole runner at Ballarat on Sunday. This 2-year-old filly will look to get her first win on the board for Aquas Farm in the 2-year-old filly's maiden plate over 1,100 metres. Are you happy with how she settled into life at Flemington?
Yeah, it's suitable conditions for her down there. She's been training well. I thought she trialled accordingly. She's a nice, sharp filly. Plenty to like about her. She showed good ability on her debut performance here in New South in at Canberra. She travelled down well and looks a suitable race to kick off in.